Some of you guys may be experiencing headaches here, here, up in here, back in here, up in here. If you're experiencing headaches, those are ascension symptoms for those who have been working on themselves to get to higher elevation. That's what you are experiencing right now. Okay? Ascension symptoms. That means that your sight is coming online. That means that some of you guys have the ability to be able to see. Now, some people say, well, Isis, how do I see? Okay, when we talk about sight, there are two different types of sight that we have going on here. You have the sight with your eyeballs, and then you have the sight right here of the middle eye. Okay? The third eye. Okay? I see things all the time through the third eye. All the time. Okay? When you go to 5D, there is no duality in 5D. Okay? There is no duality in 5D. In 5D, you have the power to be able to create whatever existence that you want for yourself. In 5D, all of your actual gifts that you have will come online prior to you going there. Some of you guys will receive massive downloads to your brain. If this is happening to you right now, then that is prep for you to ascend to 5D. When you receive these downloads will remind you, if you will, it's like a switch being cut on, okay? Will remind you of all of your different gifts that you have. Some people will be able to teleport to 5D. Some people will be able to fly to 5D. Some people will be able to can get there various different ways, but people will be able to do that. And you will be able to do that with your physical body. However, your physical body will transform to adjust itself to the 5 dimension. That means that you won't look the same. You will not look the same. You will not look like how you're looking now. Why am I saying this? Because most people do not realize that this plane of Earth only existed for other beings to come and live out and get past their karma from previous past lives. But it's this other eye, which is your spiritual eye, that gives you the ability to see things. If you're asking questions out loud, you may even get a picture of something where they're responding to you, but you might not have your hearing on yet, right? But you're being responded to because certain images are being shown to you to answer your questions. Some of y'all probably didn't even know that. Some of you guys are hearing voices. Some of you guys are hearing voices. That's your ancestors talking. Some of them may be your angelic courts talking to you, your own angels talking to you. Some of you guys have been saying how you've been seeing a lot of angel numbers, and it's very, and let me just say this one thing, because some of you guys love to play that helpless. What does that mean? I'm getting all these angel numbers, all these different numbers, and I don't know what it means. How simple is it to simply Google angel numbers or angelic numbers and their meanings and look it up so you can get the necessary messages that you need to receive? I'm going to really need y'all to start really thinking for yourselves and start becoming proactive with yourselves instead of being out here on, oh, well, I'm getting these numbers. I'm getting these downloads. I don't understand what it means. Can you please go and do a little bit of research and look up angelic numbers and their meanings so you can find out the messages? Can you do that for me, please? Because y'all are killing me with this shit. I be seeing the comments. And I'm like, there's nobody here that is helpless and finding out the information that they need to find out. You guys have got to start getting into thinking for yourselves. Higher aspects can make you do things like somebody was telling me a story yesterday about an individual who was sleepwalking. Got in his car, this guy got in his car, he drove and went to go kill his girlfriend. Okay? He was sleepwalking the entire time. He was asleep the entire time. So imagine sleeping and the higher aspect is actually driving the vehicle to go to the location of where it wanted to get at someone. because it was just that angry. Yes, that happens. Okay? That happens. You have the power to change your entire reality based upon this up here. This. Your perspective has to shift if you want to reach the paradise that you're trying to get to. Because at the end of the day, you're placing yourself in your own limitations. No one else is doing that to you. You're doing it to yourself. You do it to yourself when you believe in false narratives of other people outside of you, putting false narratives in your mind just by watching TV or listening to the radio or whatever it is that you're doing. False narratives. Here's my thing. If the information that I'm listening to is not assisting me in my elevation or not assisting me to better myself, then what am I doing listening to it? Because I came to understand very early in the game that your frequency plays a big part on the things that you will experience versus the things you will not. There are people who did my meditation, my frequency meditation on fear that I did for the Lionsgate Hermes portal. That's on my Telegram channel. Y'all got to go there and listen to it. Very powerful meditation. For those who didn't get a chance to do it, y'all need to go check it out. It's in my pinned messages. Practice that. That'll get rid of the fear. There are people who've done it, and they have just knocked the fear out. It's knocked the fear away so much they don't even know half the things that people are talking about. I had one lady tell me some guy came to her and asked her a question concerning some stuff, and she told him straight up, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you want me to tell you. That ain't even. I don't know. I don't even have an answer to that question." But he, in his reality, he was having these different experiences pertaining to certain agendas that are currently being pushed right now, where this person wasn't having any experiences at all and didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. Like, she even checked herself out so far out the thing after she did that meditation that her whole world, she's literally creating her whole world based upon her life. So she raised her frequency, because it will put you up 2 timelines. She raised her frequency to match those timelines and create a whole different reality for herself where she's not experiencing anything like what that gentleman was coming to her with. She didn't know what the hell was going on. So it's not so much about you changing the happenings on the planet as it is about you changing the happenings that are going on with you. That's how this works. Don't worry about the things that are happening on the planet, because Mother Nature is going to do her. Gaia is going to do her. She's going to do what she got to do. Don't worry about Gaia in that sense. Gaia's got her own plans, and these plans are being set in motion right now. For instance, the poles are now gone. There are no poles anymore on Earth, because she's prepping for her transition right on up out of here. 5D, baby. If your frequency is not matching the frequency of Gaia at this point, what you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen to those who didn't match the frequency? What you think gonna happen? You're gonna remain here on this 3D plane, while all the beings who match your frequency, 5D and above, transitions to 5D, and you still stuck here, worried about how much money you got, worried about what person you killed today, worried about gossiping, worried about celebrities, worried about what designer bag you got today, worried about I need to get these implants done, put them on my breast and put them on my butt cheeks because I have an issue with self-acceptance and I don't like the way that I look. So I need to do. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're too carnal-minded. A carnal-minded person will become a slave to how they think. Ain't nobody slaving you. You're doing that to yourself. All the way across the board. Y'all got to get it together with this right here first. Because the body's going to go wherever the mind goes. Y'all got to get it together up here first. How you're thinking. your perceptions about things. Check yourself on your projections that you have onto others. Get out of this savior mentality, trying to go out here and save people from whatever it is that you feel as though that they need to be saved from. It's not your job to save them. You can drop a jewel, right? If you felt compelled to do it, you can drop a jewel on someone, right? Because you see that they're in ignorance. You can drop a jewel, and if they have more questions, you can give them some information, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's about as far as that should go. For your own peace of mind's sake, I'm only telling you this for your own peace of mind. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. Some of y'all got to learn the hard way about your peace of mind. Okay? Some of y'all going to need to learn that the hard way. It is not our responsibility to move against anyone's free will. It makes you no different than those who are trying to project moving against other people's free will. You're the same person. Well, now you realize it or not, you're exactly the same person. You got one side, you must do this, you must do that, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You got another side that's like, let me put these so-called statutory mandates in place and things like that. So you got two different sides going on here. Okay, two different sides. That's going on here, where people are moving against each other's free will, and you don't even realize that's what you're doing. And as I said on my Telegram channel, the greatest thing you can do for a person, if you really love them, is to allow them their freedom of expression of free will. Allow them their expression of free will, whatever that is. And don't cast judgment on them because of it. Something else I'll say to y'all, there's a whole lot more people listening here than there was that day on that Telegram. We need to redefine what love really is. Because what we think love is, we got it skewed. We got that all skewed. If Source has given you the power of free will, nobody has a right to move against that. And you have the right to stand your ground and make a different choice on how you're going to move with your life, however you're going to move. But we don't have the right to judge those people because of the choices that they make.
Water for the fuel, loving every molecule. Aquamarine shining, the ocean in me thriving. Take a sip, take a dip. 92 minerals, I got all of them. Hope you don't get blinded by the light in my skin.